Hey friends, it's Hope, and today I'm here to do a non-spoiler book review over You by Caroline Kepnes. Now, I picked this book up from the library when I saw it on the shelf, and I just kind of turned it around and I read this really haunting and brief just description of what this book may be a little bit about. And it reads, "You're going to be sorry when you realize what you made me do. The good news is I have no regrets." This literally gave me the chills, and I said I needed to pick this book up immediately and read it once I get home. So I pretty much did that, and I just finished it. It is like an adult fiction book. There are some scenes in the book that are definitely not for younger readers, but overall it was a very interesting read. I rated this book a 3 out of 5 stars. So what this book is all about, it follows our two main characters, Joe and Beck. Joe works in a bookstore, and Beck is an aspiring writer, and she meets Joe one day when she's shopping at this bookstore that Joe works at, and he is like immediately drawn to her and very smitten by her, and we soon find out that he becomes a really crazy obsessive stalker. So yes, this book did give me the heebie-jeebies and the chills. It does make you think twice about what you put on social media and how much access you give strangers to your personal life. But with that said, let's just go ahead and dig a little bit more into this book. So let's just quickly talk about the characters. I thought Joe made a really great stalker. He had just these really interesting personality traits where throughout the book you actually have points where you really like him. You're kind of rooting for him to finally get someone who appreciates him and maybe have like a little bit of a normal and stable relationship, but then he goes out and does these crazy things that are not normal and that give you the heebie-jeebies and think, what in the world, what an unstable character. So his character was really fun to read. We actually read from his point of view, so I loved seeing all of the ins and outs of how he thought things were going to work out and the reasons why he was doing things. I'm glad it wasn't a dual perspective book. I really like just hearing from Joe's point of view. But then we have Beck, and she of course is the love interest of Joe and the reason why he is doing these stalkerish things. And I honestly had a very hard time actually liking her character. I really didn't think that Beck was worth everything that Joe was putting himself through. She had no outstanding qualities to me. She was a little bit unstable herself, and she was described in the book as very beautiful, so I guess I see why Joe was so smitten with her. But other than that, personality-wise, I don't see why in the world Joe chose Beck and went through great lengths to get to know Beck, because like I said, her character just kind of fell flat to me. And then we got to see her like best friend. Her name is Peach, and seriously, I've like never really read a book and think that character has just got to go, like they just need to die. But every scene that Peach was in, I was just thinking, okay, this girl, someone just needs to kill her, because she is adding nothing but trouble in the book, and her character was also up and down. So I feel like this book was just really built on unreliable characters. Overall, the story that it told, it was pretty intriguing. You know, I wanted to keep reading and find out what in the world was going to happen. I did feel like the inner flap of the book was a little bit misleading. It kind of made it seem like there was going to be this like epic love story to where Joe becomes super obsessive and something horrible was going to happen to Beck that kind of drew her in. And they both realized that they couldn't live, you know, without each other, but that's not really what it was like at all. Beck was very hesitant on the relationship, which probably drove Joe more to want to get to know her. But like I said, Beck really didn't have any outstanding qualities, I feel like, to make someone want to go to extreme lengths to get to know her like Joe did. But that's just my opinion. Anyways, friends, if you are looking for a read that is a little bit different and has a little bit of suspense and it's a little bit creepy, I definitely suggest picking up You by Caroline Kepnes. I just think for me, I was expecting a story so different than what it really was, and that's why I was a little bit disappointed in the read. But if you just go into it knowing that this is a story about a stalker who is pursuing a girl at great lengths who really isn't very interested in having a full-on relationship with someone, then I think that your expectations will be met. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I'm sure I will see you soon. Bye.